Yeah, obviously a really pleasing start, there's no doubt about that, but we have to learn from every game, and had a meeting with a group of players this morning. We know that yesterday we didn't hit the standards, but we've had the right result, a good result. We need to keep learning, and where can we improve, and if we do that, as I said, we'll be in good shape. But it's really important that every single game we take something from it, analyse it and move forward.
Is that the cliche of the sign of a good team that's maybe not playing their best but still wins?
Yeah, it's important. I think sometimes you can play really attractive football and not get the job done. There's other times that you can be below standard and get the win and get the job done. So it's important to recognise it. We weren't quite at the level yesterday. We were sloppy in many areas, which the players are the first to acknowledge. But we got a good result in front of a passionate crowd, fantastic support, and we move on to the next game now.
I think probably most of the support are quite happy with the style of play and the entertainment that's on offer, certainly with wing backs bombing forward. Is that a strong part of your philosophy?
Yeah, I think we have to be positive and move the ball forward and take care in possession. You know, you work hard to get the football and then you rest it when you have the ball. So it's really important that we try and make good decisions, and part of the training programme every day will be to improve that decision-making process and making sure the players develop individually and as a team. So delighted with their application. They come on really quickly, and the work and the unity within the group is first class. So delighted with that. We just have to keep moving forward every single day.
How do you coach your right back to score 4 goals in 6 games?
There's a few dents in the roof from some of his practice, don't worry about that. But no, he's a very talented boy, and he likes scoring goals. He loves training, and that's a factor of the group. They love working hard, and they ask the right questions, which shows the quality of a group in terms of the quality of their questions. But he's a real talented player. I've got no doubts that Tav will go on to play at the highest level.
Tell us a little bit about the new lad, Gideon Zalalem.
Gideon, very talented ball player, trained this morning. Obviously comes from a top-class Premier League club, but he's exciting on the ball, takes good care, makes good decisions. He's a young player still 18, and a lot of learning still to do, but there's no doubt again in my mind that he will play at the highest levels of the game.
Is he ready to go straight into your first team?
He'll impact us, absolutely he'll impact, but there's no guarantee. I read a few places that there's apparently a guaranteed place for him. It doesn't work that way. Everyone's got to earn their shirt and earn their pitch time, and it's about the squad of players and how we work together outside the training pitch. So he's got loads of talent and he'll figure well for us, but he knows he has to earn that time.
Where is he likely to slot into your side?
He's an attacking midfield player, so whether he plays 7, 8, 10 or 11, and that's the beauty of Nathan and Barry Mackay and Kenny Miller and all these type of players, Nicky and Jason, we have flexibility in terms of positioning. I don't want players who are just stuck to one or confined to one position. If we're going to rotate the squad and use the squad and have that flexibility, you need to make sure you have players who can deal with the challenges, so he can fit anywhere across that role.
Did you speak to Arsene Wenger about this decision? What was his thoughts behind it?
We speak to Arsenal and they know how we play and we know how they play, obviously. We have good dialogue with the coaches and the various levels of staff at Arsenal. We've done it for a long time now. So hopefully, touch wood, they know we'll look after him. And it's important that we get the feedback to them as well as to how he's developing, how he's training, how he's playing, etc.
Well, you said you previously want your young guys, in your youth team to have a pathway into the first team. Is there then a balance in that when you're bringing other guys, other teams' players in on loan to develop them? So a balance in that to be struck with. How do you get your own guys in the team if you're going to have to be playing players who essentially belong to other?
Just met with Craig half an hour ago, and the balancing act it's not a balancing act, it's a challenge. The challenge to our academy players is you've got to be better than the guys we can get access to in the loan market. It's as simple as that. Our job is to put the best possible team out for Rangers Football Club. That's our job. So if we can go to another club and get a young player for the right budgetary outlay that can impact our team ahead of an academy player, we'll do it. The challenge is over the next 18 months and 2 years to make sure that we produce a level of player that can match or better what we have access to. And we'll get there. There's no doubt the Rangers will get there. The academy's in great shape and we will get there. But right now, that's a challenge to them. So come and look at the players coming from the best young Premier League clubs, and you have to be better than them.
We've seen other managers say that they don't like using the loan market because it prevents their own players, having that pathway. You don't have any difficulty with that?
None whatsoever, no. The job is to produce or pick the best available team. That's what we have to do, and to strengthen the squad as best we can. If that means permanent players, which we've done with the likes of Tavernier and Waghorn and Keenan and Wilson, Holt, etc., then we'll do it, great. But if it means using the loan market, absolutely, why not? We've got to produce the best team for Rangers. That's our job. And other people have different opinions, but I've got no hesitation using the loan market at all.
Is there money to spend if you wanted the right player?
The backing from the board and the owner's been first class. So there's no doubt, as I say, we've moved and we will move, and the right player becomes available at the right price, we'll make the move. There's no doubt about that, and the backing couldn't have been any better. But right now, the loan market is an important one, because also it forms links with key Premier League clubs, and it highlights to them how we look after players, the environment we've created here in terms of the support network around a young player. And if we can show these clubs we're good enough, then hopefully going forward we'll strengthen that relationship and have greater access to players. So it's about us working, it challenges us, and as I say, it tests the relationship between the two clubs. I'm delighted with the feedback we've had from them so far, and our job is to keep on improving those relationships.
To what extent could that go to if you saw a player that was £1 million or over? Could you spend over £1 million?
That's not my job at the moment. As I say, my job is to go there with players I think are relevant. So whether it's £1 million, 10 million, it's irrelevant. Right now we have a strong squad of players. If we think quality becomes available, what we think is good value, then we'll do it. Then we'll discuss it.
The chairman's previously said he would spend whatever it takes to get Rangers promoted this year. So far, the outlay's probably been quite minimal. You've not had to spend huge amounts of sums to get players in.
It's not about minimal. It's not about the size of a budget. It's how you utilise your budget. That's it. You look at the leagues last year. Of course, top Premier League teams may be slightly different, but from us last year, we never had the biggest budget in the Championship. And there's many teams who use their budget wisely. It's how you use your budget, how you allocate the funding, how you balance your squad in terms of young, junior, or medium to older players, the mentoring role of the senior players, what it costs to take them on board, what they can give away from the pitch and on the pitch. So it's using your whole budget. So it's not just about the biggest number, it's about the best use of what you have available.
What do you know about Airdrie then?
Not a great deal. Obviously we've got the reports from the scouts and we've seen some footage, and there'll be a tough opponent at home on a different pitch again. It's not a bad pitch, far from it. It's a good surface, and we have to adapt to it, and we've got a great surface up there to practice how much we will do. But it'll be a tough challenge for us, and it's an important competition, important game tomorrow, and we're ready for it.
How much of a factor is confidence in what you've achieved this season? When you get sort of mood around the place, seems to lift even further and further?
No, I think it's important. Whatever line of work you're in, you want self-belief, and you want to see reward for hard work. Whatever job you're in, it's not just football. So I'm delighted, and David Weir's delighted that the players are working hard in training and they're seeing the rewards. Rewards come through good passages of play and obviously results. We're a results-driven industry, but they're seeing the rewards and they're working ever harder, and the unity's getting stronger by the day. So delighted with that. We're in a good position, but it's about us being focused and concentrating and maintain a level of consistency throughout the season, I think.
Do you have to do anything to sort of rein the guys in? They get too, carry away themselves?
Not at all. We have our code of conduct. We know we're professional. We know we have to do the best we can be every single game we play. It has to be that way. Tomorrow night, also Wednesday night, will be a big game, important game. And if we're not prepared, if we drop our standards, then we'll get hurt and pay a price. So we can't afford that to happen. So the demand must be to prepare well and be at the right level every single time. We have to be up here every time. It can't be high and low week to week. So we have to work very hard on that level of consistency.
Having been at Brentford, does it help that now when you come up against a so-called smaller team, that you know what's going through their heads when they come up against the big side? I
think it's really relevant. We had a conversation for an hour or so ago with Lee. David and I sat down with Lee about various issues and just an update, but that was one point that he actually raised, because we're seeing now from the other side of the fence. Last year, our message was very much one of being fearless. You're not expected to win. Go into these big grounds, big histories and big clubs, big badges, and just go there and play and enjoy yourself. We're fit, we're ready, we're good enough. Go there and play without any fear or trepidation. And that's what we did last year. Now you have to spin it. Now the message to us is on Wednesday night, Airdrie, I'm sure, will say, we're not expected to win. We're at home in front of our fans, just go and play, just go and enjoy it. And we have to recognise that threat and deal with it, because it is a threat. And they'll be organised and there'll be a diligent opponent, and we have to be at the races, so to speak, and set the standards high.
The only players based in Scotland that are in the national team squad named today all come from Celtic. Do you feel any of your players should warrant inclusion there?
I think we have players getting very near it. Obviously Lee has been outstanding so far this season, but again, part of that conversation, I think he's very close. Far be it for me to tell a national manager what he should do. All my job is to feed back. I mean, the likes of Jim Stewart, obviously David Weir here, but we should feed back how a player is performing day to day. It's not just match day, it's how he is day to day training around the place, what contribution he makes towards the performance of the team. So Lee's been first class, but there's many others behind that as well that I hope going forward we get more call-ups.
Is he hampered by the fact he is playing one tier down from the top flight?
I think we've shown a level of performance that I think that gap's getting smaller. I think without doubt that gap's getting smaller, so we can deal with that, and hopefully we get the chance actually to show how big that gap really is.
Is there any more update on the John Eustace situation?
John's training well. He's gone back for a day with the family, worked over the weekend, worked a match day yesterday, and John's getting very close hopefully. So again, it's just us. Last time I think we rushed it 2 or 3 weeks ago. He's getting the right pace of recovery. He has some bone bruising, but he's very close to us now.
Just to take you back to what you're to say about bringing players in, we're entering the last week of the transfer window now. Are we likely to see any more?
I think we're nearly there. We will dip in the academy. You mentioned the academy, but look at the likes of Walsh and Fraser-Ed and Mackay and Hardy, etc. And the list goes on. So the academy is supplying a large number of the first team squad. We've got Gideon come in now, which we're delighted with. We've got good options around the park, so I think we're almost there.
In terms of players going out, do you feel as though you want to kind of lighten your squad in any way, send any players out?
1 or 2 possibly, just to make sure, because players have to play. That's the important thing. Talk about balance. It works both ways, players in, players out. Just making sure that players have the opportunity to develop and continue their careers. So maybe 1 or 2.
That likely to be loan moves?
Possibly, maybe permanent moves as well.
Are there any injury news, team news ahead of the game?
No, we're in good shape. Came through yesterday, again, touchwood unscathed. You know, it was another tough encounter yesterday, but no injuries. Lee Wallace is fine this morning. Boys on a recovery session. We'll train well tomorrow, and full squad to choose from.
Cammy Bell, what's the latest in him?
Cammy's still the same at the moment. He's making progress. He had a good week last week. He's making progress, which is good to see. He's so a specialist. He's far more confident now as well. And the medical team have worked really hard with Cammy. So, touch wood, I don't think he's too far away.
You got a time frame at all for him?
Again, it's one of those that you have to go at the right pace. And but I don't think he's too far away from joining a group for training. And once that happens, he's 7 to 10 days away.
Are you tempted to make squad changes for Wednesday night?
I use the squad. It's not changes for change's sake. It's not in any way a weaker team fight. We'd never ever field a weakened team, and we would never mention that statement. From our point of view, it's just about using the squad. I've got no problems. The team I put out on Wednesday night, I have no problems with the team I played against Hibs or against Queen of the South. So if you're going to believe in the squad, you've got to show absolute belief in the squad, and the players know that we've got no concerns in any areas.
Great.
Cheers, Mark.
Thanks very much. Thank you.